Hey everybody, it's Reverend Russell here at Unity of Fairfax. I love the long and evolved stories that we find in the Hebrew Scriptures, like the ones in Genesis especially go on and on and on, and they tell these rich stories of drama and travail and trials and triumph and all that sort of thing. They're juicy, they're very juicy. They could all make a soap opera blush with the detail that we find. One of my favorites has to do with the story of Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his brothers. They were very jealous of him. He had a whole list of dramas that he had to live through, and eventually, though, found himself as the senior advisor to the Pharaoh because he could interpret dreams. And even longer in the story, his family is experiencing famine. They come to Egypt, where he is, looking for food, and he knows who they are, but they don't know who he is. Well, in the final dramatic scene of this story, he does reveal himself to them. And he says to them and to us still today, what man meant for bad, God meant for good. Essentially saying that I had no way of knowing how this story would end up. I just thought I was a victim of circumstance, but I didn't lose hope. I kept plugging along, and sure enough, found himself number 2 position in the greatest empire of the time. Well, we're in odd times, as you are aware, and we're not done yet. So in order to stay hopeful, I often ask myself, what good can be coming from this? Not as a sarcastic comment, but rather staying open to the possibilities of good. Something emerging out of the pandemic, new ways to do ministry, new ways to live, new ways to connect with the people in my life, new ways to use technology. So I just ask you to consider this question. How is all this helpful? What blessings might be emerging? And if you can't think of any, then stay open to the possibility. Because I guarantee you the question we ask is the one that gets answered. And if you're asking what's the blessing, you'll get the blessing. If you're asking a different question, you'll probably get a different answer. So consider that. Peace be with you and namaste.